What's going on, everybody? I'm Patrick from Powlax, and in this video I'm going to be walking through the headman passing drill. So I first found the headman passing drill by watching the Colorado Mammoth at a tryout at the Parker Fieldhouse, and what really dawned on me was that it was such a simple drill that if the Mammoth were running it, why wouldn't I take it and use it with our high school and our Predators teams? So I watched how they were running it, and then I kind of converted some of the terminology that they were using, put it into our high school terminology, and then we started running it a lot, and it really helped to develop our transition game while we were playing box. So a couple of the things that this drill is going to work on is, first, it works on getting the ball up and out of your defensive half, using communication that lets players know not only that you're open, but where you are on the floor. Works on over-the-shoulder catching, and then probably the best part of the drill is that it gives every single one of your players an opportunity to finish one-on-one with a goalie. And so for field players who are transitioning to box, this is one of the best drills to run because it really gives them an understanding of how difficult it is to score on a box goalie and how you have to use fakes and come from your collarbone. And so for any team that's coming from the field to box, I highly recommend running this drill in your practices. Before we get started, if you want to download the free PDF drill for your playbook, you can use this link right up here and go to patreon.com/Powlax and download the free PDF. While you're there, if you want to support Powlax as we create these videos and these playbook PDFs, you can do that by clicking the Become a Patron button on the right side of the page. Also, before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you to some of the coaches in the Lacrosse Coaches group discussion on Facebook who gave me some great insight on the weave and mumbo box offense that I did last week. I really appreciate it. It's great to hear what people are thinking of the videos that I'm putting out and the ideas, and really put them to the test so that I can improve as much as anybody else. So I definitely appreciate that. The first thing we're going to cover is the basic idea of the drill. Then we'll go into a little bit of setup, and then we'll run through the different passing patterns that we're going to have. So the basic idea of the drill is that we're going to have sets of players come down the field making passes and then ultimately taking a shot on goal. And so to set the drill up, we're going to have two lines right here on the pipes, and then two lines on the boards a little bit up the floor. Now, balls can enter the drill in one of two separate ways. The first way is that the goalies can outlet the balls, but for some of it, it can get a little slow if the goalies are reaching to pick up a ball, outletting to one side, reaching to pick up a ball, outletting to the other side. So what I like to do is I like to have whichever group is going next, the player on the pipe is going to outlet the ball to the first player of the group that is going. And so that just seems to go a little bit quicker. And if the goalie is not quite used to throwing with all the box pads on, it really helps to quicken things up a bit. Now we're going to go through the different passing patterns that we're going to have and watch some live video. So the first pattern that we have, I like to call headman, headman. And the reason I call it that is because each player in the drill is going to say headman as they are getting open to receive a pass. So the first player, D1 and L1, they're both going to start running up the floor. As they're running up the floor, D1 is going to yell headman, and D4 here on this other line, he's going to pass it to him. And so both players are continually streaking down the floor. As D1 catches the ball, L1 is going to yell headman, and he's going to headman the ball to L1. Now, L1 is going to come in, cross the front of the goal, and take a shot on goal. Now, as this comes down, once D1 passes his last pass, he is still going to come all the way down, and he's going to get in line on the opposite side. After the first group goes, the first player in the opposite line now from this side, L2, he is going to be passing the ball across to D4, who is running upfield, yells headman, receives a pass. D3 will be running as well. D4 will catch it, turn, pass to D3, and then D3 will come in, cross the face of goal, use his fakes, and finish on the net. So a couple quick things about headman, headman, and mostly in regards to shooting and integrating field players into the box. The first thing that you're going to see a field player try to do as they're going into shoot is they're going to move their stick to the side and try and shoot around like this. Now, that can definitely work, but for the most part, we want players to have their sticks on their collarbone, and they want to throw little fakes and then finish by moving their stick up and down, not side to side and going around. Now, another thing that a lot of players are going to do as you start to integrate faking is that as players are faking, they're going to want to throw their stick way out. It just takes too much time. We want players to have little fakes that will get the goalie to move, get the goalie to guess, but nothing where we're coming all the way out here. The last thing we want to make sure our players are doing is we want them to cross the front of the goal. So as a player is coming down, if he decides he's just going to stay on one side, the goalie never actually has to move. Whereas if he moves across the face of goal, the goalie has to respect one side and then move across to the other. Now let's watch some video of the headman passing pattern. Notice how in this first clip, the player who is about to shoot does not cross the face of the goal. He throws some good fakes, misses wide, but we'd rather have him cross the face of the goal. The second player does the exact same thing. He doesn't cross the face of the goal. Now this third player who comes up does a great job of crossing the face of the goal, just like the final player who finishes as well. The next passing pattern that we're going to go over is the headman trailer, and so this one's going to work basically the same way. The two players are going to start to run upfield, and they're going to receive a ball after calling headman from the first player in the opposite line. Now, as they continue to run, the second player will once again yell headman, will headman the ball up the field, and now, as L1 here catches the ball, he is going to turn to get into the middle of the field. Now, as he's pressing the middle, we are imagining that a defenseman comes to play him, but that there's only one. And so D1 here, he is going to trail the play, and as he gets into the offensive zone, he's going to yell trailer. At that point, L1, he is going to step away, and he is going to pass back to the trailing player, D1. Now, as D1 catches the ball, you can have them do a ton of different things. First, easiest one is you can just have them cut the middle, catch a feed, and finish. The next thing you can do is you can have them work on wind-up dodges, so they can wind up face dodge, wind up spin move, wind up hitch, get in on goal, use their fakes to finish. The last thing you can definitely do is you can have them take step downs from the outside. Now, as players are in this position that L1 is in, where they are stepping away, it's imperative that players actually step away. So if we have a defenseman on us, we need to make sure that we step away from them to free our hands and then make a pass. Now, I like to have them do money passes. I'm not a big fan of having them do question marks in the box because simply just by stepping away, we can throw that ball a lot faster by just stepping away, turning, and throwing through a short stick. If it was a pole, which it's obviously not since it's box, I don't like money passes with poles. So let's see some video of us doing the headman trailer passing pattern. So the thing I want everyone to watch here is how players are stepping away. The first player doesn't step away at all. The second player does a great job stepping away, getting to his free hand and feeding, and the third player kind of steps away, but not really. The final passing pattern that we have is going to incorporate both groups going at the same time. And so it's basically headman trailer times 2. So as D1, L1, D3, and D4 are all going to start running at the same time. Now, D4 is originally going to pass to D1 as a headman. They're all going to keep running. L1 is going to call headman, receive a pass from D1. Now, D4, who's trailing the play, he's now going to yell trailer. He's going to get the ball back. Then D3 is going to yell headman, receive the ball from D4. And now, as they're getting into their offensive zone, D1 will be trailing the play again. D3 will step away and feed D1, who yells trailer, coming down the middle. Now, same as before, you can have this player just cut the middle, you can have them wind up dodge, you can have them step down, anything works. But the key to this one is that this ball has to move super quick to be able to get all the way from one side to the other, incorporating the 5 passes. So players only have enough time to catch the ball, maybe a cradle, and then move it. And it really helps to emphasize the speed of the game of box. You don't have time to catch the ball, cradle, 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 move it. We really want to concentrate on getting the ball into and out of our sticks as quickly as possible. Now let's check out some video of the headman trailer times 2. The most important thing in this drill is that players catch the ball, have one cradle, and move it. Because if we don't have enough time to throw the 5 passes because we're holding onto the ball too long. Watch how every one of these players catches the ball, cradles once, moves the ball, and we get a nice little shot here at the end. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down in the comment section and let me know what you guys thought. If you'd like to have a hard copy of this drill PDF, you can use this link in the corner to go to patreon.com/Powlax to download it. You can also become a patron of Powlax while you're there. Have a good one. I will see you in the next video.